at the most stunning karting location in the world. We're at Glanigorse Park in Cerrig-y-Druidion, North Wales for round 7 of the Cool Fab Racing British Mini Bikes Championship. And first up, we're straight in with the racing, and it's Mini Moto rookies with riders from 6 years of age. Always happy to welcome new talent to the grid, and this time racing with us for the first time off P15, riding the 61 bike, it's Harrison Mackay. We're underway and running, Jake.
Front row of the grid, Mounsey and Crosby as they work their way into the first corner, and Mounsey's got an absolute flyer. It's going to be an interesting race, this one, in the AC40 Rookies class. We started the day in the wet conditions. It is now drying. There are still damp patches around the circuit, but it is starting to get there. Mounsey is your leader from Payne, Crosby, Woodcock, Rose Jr., Hopkins, then it's Desoy, Davidson, Sparks, Phillips and Edmonds, with Harris in there as well. The 99 in there, Warwick Brady trying to close in the gap. And then we look a little bit further back. Alessandro Valente is in there as well. Here they come, down the drop, through the long sweeping left-hander, and then up towards the compression complex. Championship leader, there he is, Harrison Crosby on the 69 bike. Shares the number, of course, with the late, great Nicky Hayden, of course. And it's been a very sad season to see him leave us. But at least the spirit of 69 is still right at the front end of a top motorcycle championship. Jamie Woodcock there, third in the championship at the moment, fighting his corner. Kyle Payne is having a great weekend here and could rise up from 4th position in the standings if he has a cracking meeting here in Wales.
Start of lap 2 then, through Club Corner onto the Dragon Straight. That's James Rose Jr. picked out, 220 metres. This straight, James Rose Jr. back to come under pressure from Luca Hopkins. Hopkins sweeps up the inside.
And round the outside for 3rd position, that is Jamie Woodcock has made the move round the outside of Harrison Crosby to move up into 3rd position. That is an incredible pair of moves by Woodcock on the 17 bike and Luca Hopkins on the 41 as they go down the hill once again into the double left. There's some cracking moves in the early stages. This is a very tough circuit in karting on mini motos. This is an amazing circuit. We don't get to see these bikes out here very often. This is one of the first meetings, I think, that's ever been held around this circuit of this type, and it's producing some absolutely magic action.
Through Devil's Elbow, just right there through that right hand of the track, drops away 5 or 6 feet. It's amazing. That corner, one of the greatest corners in karting. That's turn 1, Club Corner. Mounsey has got himself a good, 25 bike lengths. This is Dragon Straight, 220 metres from turn 1 up to the apex at turn 2 right there as Mounsey goes through. That's 220 metres.
4th position is definitely up for a scrap now because Luca Hopkins is on the back of Harrison Crosby trying to make his way through with a hairpin, doesn't make it stick. They go through this left flick, down the hill, up towards a double left, and now it looks as though Sullivan Mounsey is being caught not just by Kyle Payne, but also by Jamie Woodcock. He is going to have a 3-way fight on his hands.
It was a 25 bike length lead. It's not 25 bike lengths now, is it? It's about 5 or 6 bike lengths. I'm not sure what sort of issue here Sullivan Mounsey may have, but he was very quick up the straight, but that gap's been closed. Kyle Payne on the 25 in 2nd place. That's Woodcock there in 3rd. We've got 2 groups of 3, Jake. First battling for 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and then 4th, 5th and 6th as they go through the line now. That's Harrison Crosby, championship leader. He's under pressure though from Luca Hopkins. He's down in 4th place, started on the front row, so he's losing championship points.
Now there is Ron Harris going through. Oh, that's Harrison Mackay off the circuit there at Devil's Elbow, just picking up on Ron Harris as he's battling there in position, just outside the top 10, but making good progress here at Glanigorse Park. The 66 bike, Ron Harris definitely trying to work his way through. There he is. You can actually look at him. It's eerie, isn't it? He is an absolute spitting image of a young would-be Ron Haslam. It's actually eerie looking at him.
It is really strange. He's got that 1970s haircut going on that I used to have. I say I used to have. Mine was a lot longer than that, I
tell you what, he could certainly rival the likes of Mike Halewood and Barry Sheen for style, couldn't he? Out of the final turn and over the line, into Club Corner once again. These 3 that have broken clear up front, Sullivan Mounsey, Kyle Payne and Jamie Woodcock, still battling away for this victory. And it's great to see, you know, a new circuit to the calendar, and we've got an incredibly close battle already.
Yeah, I spoke to a number of people earlier in the day. They were absolutely loving this circuit. I think it could become the most popular destination on the mini bikes calendar. Down Damon Hill, 16 feet elevation change from the top to the bottom, looking up the inside. Kyle Payne, but can't quite get it done. Sullivan Mounsey chops his nose off and holds on to it. We're into the compression complex. 3 right-handers, been through the first one. This is the second right-hander. We come into the third right-hander. That'll lead into the hairpin, which will bring us down to Devil's Elbow, where the track drops away. You can just see it right there. Drops away. That's Devil's Elbow. Now left-handed down to Paddock Bend, and that is the final turn on the circuit. Paddock Bend. Here's that battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Hopkins with James Rose Jr. now in 5th, and Harrison Crosby's gone from the front row all the way down to 6th place, so losing championship points. Orlando Phillips, Alfie Davison, and then Harrison Desoy come next. Here comes Payne up the inside.
Move for the lead. I think we may get a change of leader as they come through that long sweeping hairpin. No, great defence from Sullivan Mountsie as they drop down Damon Hill once again. Now, keep an eye on the 44 bike leading the way. I was watching him on the last lap through the compression complex, which is just coming up here, this set of 3 right-handers. Now watch, his knee goes to the floor, doesn't quite hit the floor at this point. Second complex. Now watch, in the second corner, his knee stays firmly glued all the way through the second and third part of the apex. That's where he feels the most comfortable. They've got traffic to deal with now. This is where things can get tightened up. They do indeed tighten up, and nobody comes a cropper, and very nearly there, Woodcock is able to get the move on Kyle Payne, the 25. Doesn't make it stick, but they're certainly starting to tighten up. And look, the traffic is going to give Hopkins a bit of a charge now. James Rose Jr. is all over the back of him.
Up from the start line to the top bend is 28 feet in elevation change. Right there, basically, as you come through the top of turn 2, 28 feet from the top of the circuit here down to the bottom of the circuit. There's a 16 feet elevation change just down this hill, Jake.
Yeah, I've walked it many a time, Glanagors Park. It's very deceptive. It's quite tough in the same way that Spa-Francorchamps is quite a tough circuit to walk around on foot. And of course, that used to be quite a staple for bike racing in the 70s and 80s. Not so much now, but this is, we've always called this the Spa-Francorchamps of British karting. So as a karting circuit, this is an absolutely perfect location for British mini bikes to come. Look how close these 3 are getting now as they come down towards Paddock Bend for the end of the lap, and that is a little bit of a moment from Kyle Payne. He got a little bit balked as he goes into the last lap, up through Club Corner, up the elevation change once again. They go all the way up that 28-foot climb. Alessandro Valente there as he works his way through Devil's Elbow. He's having a battle with Clayton Edmonds at the moment on the lower end of the top 10, but that could easily change. Payne is having another look. Mountsie holds him off for the moment. Watch out for Jamie Woodcock in 3rd position. He's not going to give up. He gets a good bit of throttle off the turn. Down Damon Hill into the carousel, the left-hander. No change of position just yet, but this is where things could get interesting. We've got a bike off the circuit, just off to the inside line. Here we go, the triple right. This is where Payne's going to start to get hungry. Up on the inside of Mountsie. Mountie's comfortable. And look, he just keeps his knee firmly planted to that inside line. Payne has to back out of the throttle. Mountie's able to stay completely cool and confident on the inside line through each of these corners, through Devil's Elbow, down the drop, into the final corner. And Sullivan Mountsie has got it nailed to the mast from pole position. He hangs on and takes a brilliant victory. And that's what it means to him. Kyle Payne in 2nd from Woodcock, Hopkins, Rose Jr. and the championship leader, Harrison Crosby, just about crosses the line in front of Orlando Phillips to take 6th position. That's a big one for the championship leader. Confirming the final result then, it's a win for Sullivan Mountsie from the front of the grid. Kyle Payne and Jamie Woodcock giving him pressure to the end. Luca Hopkins managing to hold off the attentions of James Rose Jr. and championship leader Harrison Crosby 6th in the end. 50 points clear of Luca Hopkins coming out of this meeting, with 20 more back to Woodcock before the final round at Rowra later this month. Minimoto Pro is next.